We are looking at experimentally trying to determine how to create oyster reefs and restore oyster reefs so that we have healthy, productive reefs in the Gulf Coast system. So oyster reefs in the Gulf have been hit by fisheries, by commercial uses, but also by environmental issues like hurricanes and, of course, by oil spills. And we'd like to look at different ways to restore the reefs themselves and to create them in different ways so that we can understand how to make the ecosystem healthy again. And we'd also like to see how that healthy ecosystem might have positive impacts on Gulf sturgeon habitat and Gulf sturgeon food and the Gulf sturgeon population. Healthy reef ecosystems are good for everyone. One, they can provide some protection to the shoreline. They can bring more fish and oysters that folks love to eat, and other fish that rely on the oyster habitat. They help to filter the water so they can improve water quality. And if they are successfully helping the Gulf sturgeon population, then there are halo effects that could be seen across the Gulf wide. What's interesting about this project is that we're going to have large-scale reefs for this type of experiment. We're going to have 1 acre reef leases that are replicated 8 different times at 2 locations. So we'll have a large footprint that has smaller 1 acre reefs on it, and then we'll do our experiments on those reefs. The goals are to make some progress in oyster restoration in the Gulf, to understand how to get productive or more productive oyster reef habitat through restoration practices, and how to look at how that's connected to Gulf sturgeon habitat and Gulf sturgeon populations. At ERDC, we know that we really can't do all our work ourselves. We need to rely on the community around us, both other federal partners, academic partners, and private and public partners. For this particular project, we are in close collaboration with University of Southern Mississippi and Dr. Reed Hendon, who is the director of the Gulf Coast Research Lab, has been coordinating that collaboration with us.
The research missions of USM and ERDC Environmental Lab are very much aligned, and it makes complete sense for us to be working on this type of project that involves coastal ecology and coastal restoration, as well as Gulf sturgeon, which are both key focal areas for both USM and the Environmental Lab. So there are 2 endpoints that we want to get to with this particular project. The first one being, what is the best way for us to do restoration here in Mississippi, along the coast and throughout that southeastern United States? Secondly, what are the potential impacts of these type of restoration activities on threatened and endangered species, in this case being Gulf sturgeon? We will be monitoring habitat use in those areas, tagging Gulf sturgeon, monitoring how they use that particular area prior to the reefs going in, and then we'll continue to monitor that throughout the life of the project, which is going to answer a key question not only here at the state level but also at the federal level, is to what degree do these type of restoration activities influence Gulf sturgeon habitat use?
We hope that there is no impact and that actually there's a benefit to Gulf sturgeon through the creation of these reefs. There's the potential that productivity around the reefs as a result of the oysters will increase benthic or small organisms in the substrate around that, which is what Gulf sturgeon feed on. So hopefully it will provide a better habitat for Gulf sturgeon. So if you create this stable structure over time, additional fish will colonize that area, and hopefully that fishery will improve. That's important for both commercial and recreationally important species within the Mississippi Sound. It's a really unique opportunity for us to collaborate with a large breadth of technically sound folks, and I'm really excited about the opportunities.